Hi, my name is Abel Valencia, and we are going to cook shrimp or denaturize using citrus acid. So, in order to do this experiment, you are going to need two containers, one for your control and one for your experimental batch. These are clear glass containers that's going to hold two types of shrimp. You're going to need a marker to label those containers, and you're going to need some tape, obviously, to help with the labeling. A sharp knife and a bag of shrimp, and which with the raw shrimp basically, and then you're gonna also need 2 green limes for your acid, and then some rubber gloves. So let's get started. So I'm gonna first put on the rubber gloves to prevent process contamination from my control sample to my experimental sample. So first I'm gonna go ahead and put label my containers with the blue tape. So this will be control, and I'm gonna go ahead and just mark it with the C for control sample, C. And then this one's gonna be my experimental. That's gonna be the shrimp with the citric acid, and I'm gonna label that with an E, make it easy, experimental. And then I went ahead and took the liberty of cutting up some of the shrimp ready to save time. So this is my control. Put those there. Those are just shrimp. And I'm gonna cover that up like so. And put that aside. And then this is gonna be my experimental batch, which is gonna need the lime juice and then the other shrimp. So I went ahead and cut them as well, but I needed one more because I cut 4 shrimp down the middle like so, just to thin them out to help the process go a little bit faster, just like so. So there's one. Here's the rest of them that I had cut previously, again to save time. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut these in half, these limes, and just squeeze the juice in there, like so. Get all that citric acid to cover the shrimp entirely, so that way there's no spots showing of shrimp that's not covered with the citrus juice. So, so let's get this other one. They do get a little slippery once you get your hands wet with the lemon juice, or lime juice I should say. Just like so. Okay, so there's our sample. So you can see they're nice and covered in the citrus acid or lime juice. So now we're gonna go ahead and cover that up like so. And that's our experimental. So I went ahead and did the liberty of took the liberty of making a batch already. For time's sakes, again, I let this sit for 2 hours. So I actually have it here. So fast forward 2 hours. So letting this sit 2 hours in the lime juice actually will make it change color like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple like this, and you can see that they've been denatured. So the citric acid denatured the shrimp, causing the natural state of the shrimp to change. So the color changed, the texture changed. They're a lot more firm. They're not like slimy like when they're raw and whatnot. And as you can see, they look like, this is basically the way they look like when you boil them in hot water or when you cook them over fire. The other sample, which take these off because obviously this has lime juice on it. The other sample that I have here that sitting here is just raw shrimp, and it didn't change at all. It's just raw shrimp. Obviously you can tell the difference between the two. So when this also becomes firm over heat, like I had explained, but the way this citric acid changes the state of the shrimp is because the proteins from the raw shrimp are shrimp are basically large molecules made up of chains of amino acids, and then these chains fold to create the shapes that are fit for the function of that protein. The folded structure is held together by weak links, chemical bonds. Basically, they can be hydrogen or ionic bonds. These bonds break and allow the proteins to take a different shape, and which hence the citric acid causes that process to happen, just like the way heat causes it, or boiling water causes that as well to happen. The citric acid has the same effect. Although it isn't recommended for pregnant women to eat shrimp that are cooked this way, because it is said that it doesn't kill all the bacteria completely that is in the shrimp. So they recommend that if you are pregnant, not to eat the shrimp this way. But if you're not pregnant, it is said that it's okay to go ahead and eat the shrimp with that. So the cool thing about this experiment is that you can actually eat these and it's okay. So that's my experiment, and that is how you denature shrimp without using heat and just using citrus acid.